Well, hello friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. You know, this weekend, the Dallas Cowboys are doing the salute to service and going back to the bicentennial logos. They're going to be doing the salute to service and using the red, white, and blue stripes on the helmets. I love this. I love it because that is from me growing up. I was 11 years old when they did it originally. Yeah, I'm that old. So I'm doing something here a lot more difficult, but we're going to try it. We're going to be doing a salute to service special Joe Barty just as a giveaway. And see what I've learned. Here's something that I've learned. Okay? And I don't pretend to be a genius or hell, or even very smart. But one thing I have learned, and you probably, if you've listened to me any length of time, you've heard me say this over and over again. If you're not getting better and learning something new, you're getting worse. Doesn't matter what you've done in the past. The world is constantly evolving and changing. You know, for me, I remember Earl's video. Earl's was the king shit, right? Everybody went to Earl's, you know, come Friday night, hey, let's go to Earl's, get ourselves some movies, right? Earl's was great. But Earl's didn't change and evolve. And here comes Blockbuster. Blockbuster. They got even bigger and better. They took what Earl's was doing and they took it to another level. They changed the dynamics on it. And then they became big. Right? Then we had, what are those boxes called? The next evolution of it was they came out with the red box. You had the red box. So you can just go to, you're at the grocery store now. We're getting you at the grocery store. You don't have to make a special trip to Blockbuster. You just get the red box. And then you started getting videotapes in the mail. See, these were innovations that made it easier for people and took those customers that you had taken for granted away. So, I know the things that I'm doing right now on YouTube are getting old. So if you're not evolving and getting better, you're going to be passed by. And that's not just business. That's also football. You know, the Cowboys in 2016, they saw Zeke Elliott just running the hell out of the rock. Defenses couldn't stop us. That offensive line was great. Boom. Scott Linehan and crew, they looked at that picture and said, you know what? We don't need to change anything. We are good. We can just run down people's throats and dare them to stop us. But you know what happened though? The offensive line wasn't quite as good. The team became more predictable. And they figured out ways to stop it. So what they were doing got old and stale. And you can see that happening now with Kansas City. stuff. Pat Mahomes, he was doing all those sidearm Sally pit passes and no-look passes and things. He just looked like he was on a whole nother level. But defenses found out, don't try and blitz the man. He will destroy you if you try and blitz him. Kick back, have an extra cornerback in there, and make it harder for him to do what he's doing. That's where other teams have evolved. And unfortunately, Kansas City did not. Other teams, it's not that Kansas City isn't doing what they were doing before. In fact, they are doing exactly what they were doing before. But now, defensive coordinators have had time to study it, time to figure out ways to attack it, weaknesses in it, and how you can overcome what Kansas City is doing. They haven't evolved. And much like the dinosaurs, if you do not evolve, you will die. Enter Kellen Moore. We got away from Scott Linehan, Jason Garrett, 3 yards in a cloud of dust every time on first down, to now giving people multiple looks. It's not that the plays are that much more complicated or that much different. What it is you don't have the same looks. So what you studied last week and thought that you knew, you look at it this week, it's the same formation and setup and personnel, but they're doing something different. See, this is where I feel vindicated. I remember one of them young bucks, one of them young smart guys, them younger YouTubers, and I was talking about 12 personnel, 2 tight end sets. They're like, man, you old fart. I don't ever want to see no 12 personnel, man. Listen, we got 3 great wide receivers. Why I want to put a tight end in there? Man, no, man, we got to have the 3 wide receiver sets. Screw the tight end. We just going to go ahead and go, man on man. And that's like, okay, all right, I hear what you're saying, son, but see, you missed the point. You missed the point. See, because our tight ends have evolved, they're not just blocking tight ends. Yes, they can block, but they can also catch. Because you can now go out there with 2 tight ends. You go out there and you look at that and say, okay, they got a jumbo formation. It's going to be a run play, right? You can line up with 2 tight ends. Then you can shift one out. He becomes a wide receiver. Blake Jarwin is on pace for 1,000 yards. See, my friends, that is evolution. The Dallas Cowboys and their offense has evolved. They've changed what they're doing to keep people on their toes. They've changed the narrative. See, you can't not be fresh. You have to evolve and get something new to strike people's interest. And that's the thing that I've learned. I don't know if they teach that at Wharton School of Business or at Harvard or Yale or anything like that. But you do have to change. You do have to adjust. You do have to make what you do better. Because the newness, we as Americans, get bored easy. That's why Jordan has to come out with new shoes every couple of months. Because people want to get the latest thing. They don't want the same old, same old. And that, my friends, is why you must evolve. See what I'm talking about? Evolution. You change, you grow, you modify, you learn, you come out with a different result. And that, my friends, is why the Dallas Cowboys offense is working so good. They've evolved. I'm Mark Holmes. And I love what we do over here. So to give you an example, see all these little blocks here, all these little blanks? Those will get cut with a notch in it, kind of like this. Those will be shorter ones, but they'll interlock with this. Then I'll glue them up, and then I start to paint them. I start to assemble them, and they come to life. It's kind of crazy how all this has kind of evolved and taken shape. But innovation is key. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I got to go outside and spray paint these other things. I'll be back later.